Hey
I'm
guys.
leaving.
All right, let's talk about why do this gig with network marketing. And I'm going to tell you that we got our W-2s with Young Living, and I was like, oh, you've got to be kidding me. Like, yes, I know what I make each month. I know that it blows my nursing pay out of the water. But Jonathan was like, what do you think you made last year with Young Living? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm just that person. I'm not the money person. He's the money person. And so, um, yeah, I was blown away. So I want to tell you that please hear me out tonight. Just stay, listen. Hopefully, I'm going to keep this to 30 minutes. I'm going to do this as fast as possible. Did you name me for something? Okay, all right. My kids had a change of plans and they're going over to Grammy's house. So, love you. Have fun. She's showing you her bling.
It's a ring, not a ring.
Oh, okay, her ring. All right, so thank you guys for joining me tonight. I want to share my screen with you because I want you guys to see what I have here. There we are. All right, so yep, welcome to Network Marketing 101. I am going to good night, bud. Love you. It's okay. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, guys. My kids are leaving. So, well, the two oldest. All right. So let's just talk a little bit about how our culture is. And so most people earn an income by waking up, leaving the house, leaving the family, and trading their time for a paycheck. We did that for many, many years. Jonathan tried to build up a good, let's see, what is it called? Where you can retire from a company. That just isn't heard of. It's not heard of in this day and age to be able to retire from a certain company because companies keep getting bought out and things are changing. We are just not in the industrial age anymore. If you listen to anybody who does any type of financial planning, who deals with anybody in network marketing, they are like, yeah, that is the place to go. So with, me as a nurse, I was capped out at 13 years. I was pretty much capped out. I had moved strategically. The Lord had strategically moved me to different places to where I had just capped out. And so at 13 years of nursing, there was no making more than what I had going on. So, there are only so many hours in a day with a regular job, and your ability to make an income will always be capped. It's always capped if you're working for a company. And so that is what we found. We found that, Jonathan was in sales, so he had a little bit more leeway to go. But then when the company was bought out, they totally changed his position to a beginner entry level position. And it was like, what? I work in a call center now. And so just totally blindsided by that. And it felt bad. And I know people who have worked for companies for 20, 30 years, 40 years, and then, bam, sorry, layoff. So let's just talk into a little bit more about if you could build long-term wealth for your family without that whole 9 to 5. Because I know for Jonathan, like, he was so tired, and so was I, of the commute. So he was having a commute. Traffic was horrible. I mean, I was praying over him, over his safety in the mornings and in the afternoon. So it just really was a hard thing for us, the commute. And you just don't think about it. I mean, you think, okay, this is just what everybody does. This is our culture. You just do the 9 to 5. You put in the 40 hours and you do what it takes. And so, thinking outside of that box, or even knowing that there's anything out there that is really a real thing. Because, I would see things pop up and it would say, make $10K a month working from home. And I'm like, oh yeah, blah, blah, blah. That's just stupid. That doesn't exist. And really, I just didn't know. And so, whether those things that were popping up on my screen were true or not, I know that Young Living is, and I'm here to tell you that it is, and I'm making a solid income, more than I could ever dream of making as a nurse or a nurse practitioner. So, the thing that I absolutely love about this is if I die, I can pass it on. It's completely willable, and that's how Young Living is set up. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that. So I have been doing Young Living for 5 years now. I retired as a nurse. Emmy was a few months old. So she's 2 years. So she's almost 3. I was trying to think about this in a class that I just did 30 minutes ago. But so about 2.5 years ago, I retired as a nurse, and I hung that hat up. And, I was only working PRN, and if you're in the medical world, you know what that means. You work your 16 hours sometime within the month, but this time of year is flu season, and so they would require more of us, more hours, and they would also require us working so many Fridays, so many Saturdays, so many Sundays. And so, I wasn't the owner of my time. It was dictated by who I was working for. And so I no longer have that. I no longer have that stress. I no longer have to put in 12 hours. If you are a nurse or work in the medical field, you know how hard that is on the body. And so sitting here as somebody who just never saw myself doing anything other than nursing, it's incredible to be outside of the box and to be on this side of the fence and seeing what is available to anyone who wants to do it. And we're going to get into more of that as well tonight. So, like I said, I completely replaced my income several times over. And, I finally have the hope of certain things. Like we have certain things that we have put on our vision board that we have achieved. And I was unpacking some boxes, and I found some medical bills of when I had, I think it was Emerson. When I had Emerson. So for some reason, Jonathan's insurance didn't get the information. We didn't realize it until she was a couple months old, and they did not pay for her birth. So we paid for her birth cash, which was crazy because he had insurance. He was paying for insurance, and whatever reason, they just would not. And that was another thing. It's like, what in the world, And so I found those medical bills in there, and that was one thing that was on our vision board for a while, is paying off debt, paying off these medical bills. And that is just one thing that is huge with Jonathan. And if he was sitting right here beside me right now, he would tell you that his main goal was to be debt-free, completely debt-free. It's funny because my oldest, we were listening to a lesson today on YouTube, and it was a cartoon, and he looked at me and he said, that crab sounds like Dave Ramsey. And I'm like, what 8-year-old knows the voice of Dave Ramsey? My child, because my husband listens to all of those things, and, he's around. So, we're big Dave Ramsey fans, and we do things a little bit differently. But hey, we have moved ourselves to the point of paying off our mortgage before we are 40. And so I can say that we have definitely been blessed, and, tithing is a huge thing, but, so, I was shocked because getting into this, I did not set out to have a business. I never knew that it was a net marketing thing. I didn't put 2 and 2 together of all of that. I didn't care. I just wanted the products. I knew that we needed it. I almost tackled the UPS guy whenever he dropped my starter kit off at the door because I needed sleep, and my kid was having just typical toddler issues after having a new sibling. And so we needed help, and Young Living was my saving grace, and I just couldn't quit talking about it. And so, I never felt like I was selling anything. Some of my very best friends, my mom, my sister-in-laws, I never felt like I sold them something. I was just telling them what was working for me, just as I would with my Instapot that I love, or just as I would with, a certain bathing suit or whatever. But I get a thank you from Young Living for sharing that. And I didn't know that. And so I get that first $50 check in the mail. I think it was almost $50 some in the mail. And I called Young Living up and I said, I'm sorry, is this a real check? Because I think you've made a mistake. I have a real check here from you guys, and I'm not quite sure what it's for. And I seriously did not know. And so, it is okay. It's okay. One of the questions in one of the groups I'm in with a bunch of Young Living leaders is she was taking a poll on how many people were accidentally accidentally started into this business. And that's okay if you accidentally. It's okay if you intentionally want a source of income for paying off debt, for paying for groceries, for paying for a car payment, for paying for your kids' dance lessons. It's okay. And I'm here tonight to tell you that network marketing is not an ugly thing. It's not a yucky sales thing at all. It is wellness. And so we are going to jump more into that, and I'm not even paying attention to my notes. So you are just going to hear me scroll on down my notes because I have totally gotten off. So, I know that you're open-minded about this because you're here and you're listening to me. And I truly appreciate your time tonight. And I truly appreciate you being open-minded, eager, willing to just sit here and hear my heart on this, because my heart is for you to have the same freedom and for you to have the same experience that we have in our lives. And so, let's get this party to freedom started, right? And so, let's talk about what linear income is. So linear income here is you work 8 hours, you get paid $20 an hour, that's 160 daily income, right? It's linear, it's across. You're basically trading time, your time, for money. So you work the 8 hours, you get the money. 160 daily income times about 250 work days is around a $40,000 annual income, okay, give or take. And so, in this example, you have traded your time to receive this paycheck, right? You are only so many days and so many hours you can work to make this money. So if you subtract weekends and holidays and all that, there's roughly about 250 work days. So you may be able to pick up overtime or get a second job, but again, you are trading any extra time to work for your money. So it's your time, and we only have so much time in a day. I mean, how many people feel like there's not enough time in the day? Well, it's because somebody else is stealing 8 hours of your time in the day. And so on the flip side of this, the other problem with a job that provides linear income is that unpredictable events can cut that income off. Yikes. Yeah, like unpredictable things, unpredictable factors like sickness, injury, death, layoffs. Oh my goodness, like crazy things. And what happens when you call in sick? If you're, if you're self-employed, you don't get paid. If you don't have enough PTO saved up, you don't get paid. And so, it just, here it is. If you're injured, what happens? And if you're, God forbid, your spouse passes away, your spouse is diagnosed with something that requires you to take off or requires you to be there physically, will you be able to live off your sole income? What happens if one of you passes away? Will you be able to live off the income you're making, or will they be able to live off the income that they're making? What if you're laid off? All of these things. And so do you have 6 months to a year of your bills and savings to tide you over while you look for another job? It's just tough. And so, it's hard. I know someone who was laid off from their job right at Christmas, and he was just getting back up on his feet. He's a single parent. And it's like, what do I do? He didn't have that stored up. And so wouldn't it be nice if he had an extra source of income? And so, of course, it's always good to have that extra source. Let's talk a little bit about residual income. Residual income was not something that I really understood. It was definitely not on my radar at all. But when you look at it, it's when you do an action one time and you get paid on it time and time again, or you get paid off other people's efforts. So how many of you have heard of residual income in here? I want to know if you've heard of it, because I really had never heard of residual income. And I really didn't hear of it and I really didn't experience it until I hit the rank of silver. If you don't know what that means, you can go Google Young Living's income disclosure statement, and I'll actually post a link to that here. But you can go look at that, and you can see what each level within Young Living, what the average income of that was. And so I was typically making anywhere from $1,200 to $1,500 a month, and getting that every single month for a year and a half, until the whole thing of residual income dawned on me. I was like, what? I have not really shared that much about Young Living in the past year and a half, because I had a baby and we built a house. And so I really hadn't been intentional with it. And I was still getting that residual check. And that's when the light bulb went off for me. I hope that it goes off for you way before that. And I hope you don't stop and sit there at the rank of silver for a year and a half like I did. That was one of the worst mistakes. But I am so thankful for Young Living during that time. Because it paid for me to have a longer maternity leave. I mean, our maternity leave here in the U.S. is like, let's just not even start there. But and so, think about your 5-year plan. We're always thinking, Jonathan and I are always thinking about our 5-year or 10-year plan. Where do you want to be in 5 years? What would you like your family's income to be? Most positions offer a 3% annual raise if you're lucky. That means you're getting like 3% every year. You're going to increase your income by about 15% in 5 years. So, does that sound good to you? Well, that, or do you want more than that? Do you want to be able to work hard and have your paycheck reflect your efforts with no cap? I know I do. So, residual income. Again, here we are. So, if you want that, where you have no cap, drop a yes in the comments. I want to know what you're thinking, where you are, and what's going on with you, because I want to hear from you. What are you thinking here? So, here's a fun or not so fun example. If you were making $40,000 a year, but wanted to make $100,000 a year, and were on track to get the 3% raise every single year, do you know how long it would take you to hit $100,000 a year? It would take you 31 years to make $100,000 a year. 31 years. Okay? Let's talk about different ways to gain a residual income. So again, you perform the act once and get paid over and over. So rental properties are a source of residual income. Writing a book is a source of income. Investing in the stock market is a source of residual income. Getting paid from the efforts of others as well as yourself is receiving commissions from a sales team underneath you. Building a network marketing business. So those are all examples of residual income. Writing a song, that type of thing are all types of residual incomes. And so, you could have a real estate investment. So you purchase a home or an apartment complex and you earn rent. This takes a lot of capital to get started. Again, writing a book, this takes a lot of talent and time. You may write like 3-10 books and maybe one gets chosen and as, a good seller, but will it be a bestseller? It might never happen, but if it does, you would make money in royalties for every book that you sold. If you invest in the stock market, of course, it takes capital to invest, and there's risk. There's risk involved there. Also, you can get paid from the efforts of others. So, like for example, we have friends that own insurance agencies, and so you have a sales team who sells insurance, and you make money off of their efforts. We have another friend who owns a real estate business, and he has a sales team, and he makes royalties off of, well, not royalties, but he makes income off of their sales efforts. And so, however, with any of those, you need a significant capital to rent an office, hire your team. Another downfall to this business is you cannot pass this business down to your family. You have to give it back to State Farm or whatever agency you gave it to when you retire or you die. So, or you can build a network marketing business. And I'm telling you, to me, it never hit the radar. And I'm throwing it at your radar tonight. I'm absolutely plummeting it at you because I want your eyes to be open to the possibilities that are here for you. So you can also, network marketing is when you sell a product through a company and generate income from the efforts of others who are doing the same thing under you. So along with yourself, you are doing the same thing underneath you. And one of the amazing things about network marketing is that it requires very little upfront investment, which is a huge draw. You guys have already made the investment. You have already bought your premium starter kit. You're already a member of Young Living. You already own a franchise with Young Living. And I like to say that because we have personally looked into opening several different franchises. And hey, I'm talking you spent $100 to $200 to get your business started up compared to having $100,000 to $300 million needed to start up a different type of franchise, right? Like some of the others that I've mentioned. So remember that 3% raise we talked about? If you're putting in the effort and treating your business like a business, you can easily increase your paycheck by 3% in 1 month versus 1 year. What if you could double your annual income by the next year? Double it, okay? And that is exactly what I did in the past year. I doubled it. And so, you know, network marketing business, hey, you know what? It's affordable. It is affordable. It is a path to residual income. But let's debunk some of these myths that are just hanging over it. It's just crazy myths that are out there. And people put it on network marketing who don't even have a clue. They're just myths and lies that have been stuck to the word network marketing. And let's just peel that off tonight because it's just lies from the pit of hell. Because I feel like Satan does not want you to know what you have access to. Because money in the hands of good people, they do good things, right? And so let's debunk some myths tonight. It's a pyramid scheme. You know what? I was at an Arbonne party and one of my dear friends, she may even be listening in here, her husband worked for Food Lion and she was like, you know what? The only pyramid scheme I have seen is with my husband's work at Food Lion. There's the CEO up at the top, and then there's the COO and the whatever the other O's are, and like, you know, and then he's one of the little peons down here. He's a great, you know, amazing area manager, and yeah, he's making good money, but the chances of him ever making it up to CEO is just slim to none. And so, you know, they lay him off. They say, hey, we've merged with another company. We don't need you anymore. His income is gone. And so network marketing is not like that. So network marketing company is a multi-level marketing. Pyramid schemes ask you to invest money up front to be in. They basically use your money and then they use you to recruit others without any actual sale of products. So you don't get anything in return. So you may give that company like $1,000, $3,000 to be in, but you don't get a starter kit. You don't get any products in return. So a network marketing company is a multi-level marketing, MLM. I like to call that my little ministry because it definitely is in the wellness setting that we are in. And so MLM is a system for distributing products to consumers without having an overhead of a storefront, without having like the billboards and that type of thing. So you typically get your business started by ordering a box of products to use personally, build personal testimonies, and then share them with your friends. This is legal and it is very effective. Word of mouth is huge. We just met with our financial advisor last night, and he said when he looks at his clientele, he said he can see all of the connections between the people that he has. He spent thousands and thousands of dollars on advertising, and he realized he did not get one person from the advertisements that he was doing, the billboards, all of the different things. He got all of his clientele by word of mouth. Word of mouth is huge. And so, myth number 2, it can't be successful because I don't have a ton of friends. Okay, first, yeah. The beauty of MLM is that you don't need a lot of friends. It isn't about how many you know. It's about it's about knowing people that know other people. It becomes a total team effort, and the community you build is absolutely amazing and incredible. And you start with your small group of family, a few friends, and then it spreads from there because those people know at least 2 to 3 people, and that's all you need. You don't need hundreds of people to start off. So the other common thing I hear about friends is I don't want to sell anything to my friends. And you may think that selling is bad. But I've already told you about Friendfluence. If I told you that I absolutely loved this hair dryer, that it was the best hair dryer I had ever used, that I could dry my hair with it in 5 minutes when normally I'm taking 15 to 20 minutes to dry my hair, you're going to say, tell me, where is the link to that hair dryer? I want to buy it. Yes, I bought the hair dryer because my niece told me that it was amazing. She didn't get any kickback, but she sold me on that. You are always being sold. If you have not read the book, Sell or Be Sold by Dale Carnegie, then you are missing out, because here is the kicker on this is we are always being sold something. Our kids are always selling us on something. Mommy, give me that orange juice. Mommy, I want that orange juice. You're going to get the orange juice, right? And so let's just debunk that and dive into that. When you try out like a new restaurant and love the food, you go and tell your friends about it, right? The difference is that you aren't getting paid. Just like my niece didn't get paid on the curling iron, right? When your 5 best friends go to that restaurant that you absolutely love, you don't get a thing. You raved about that burger, but you don't get a kickback at all. And if you feel guilty about making money off your friends, I want to share with you this scenario to help you shift your total mindset on this. It is not wrong. And actually, your friends want to support you. They want to help you and will appreciate what they get. And so let's say you go to a restaurant where your friend is a server. Say she's a waitress and you go to this restaurant. Do you walk in and do you tell the hostess, I don't want to sit in my friend's section. Please sit me somewhere else. No, you ask to be seated in her section. And when you get done, I hope that your heart is the type of person that would want to tip her a little more to bless her, right? And so it's not that you withhold, the tip because she's your friend. Oh, I don't want to, that's not it. And so you think your friends, don't want to support you. It's really time to shift your mindset because they do. Myth number 3 is that it can't be successful because I'm not an extrovert. So being successful at this business isn't about being outgoing. There are a lot of ways to share. Do you feel comfortable talking to your friends? How about asking them how they are doing and helping them in times of need? I'm assuming you're shaking your head yes here. I obviously can't see you, but I know that whenever you see your friends with a need, you're like, oh, there's an oil for that. Oh, Young Living has something for that. It is as simple as meeting that need that they have. And your friend is going to be thankful for that. You'll be great at it if that's where you're thinking. And if you care about others and like to help the ones that you love, and you can totally rock this business. Myth number 4, it can't be successful because I don't know how to sell anything. Oh, goodness. I had no idea about selling anything. Not a clue. Jonathan was a salesperson, not me. But you know what? That next paycheck was a little over $300. And I was like, do what? 3 of my friends, 4, had gotten their starter kit and had gotten some other products. Yeah. So, you don't have to have that sales background. Building a network marketing business is all about building relationships, and we all love relationships. We love relationships with the people that we work with, the people that we go to church with. It is a part of our human nature, and this just helps you tap into that. And maybe that's one of your gifts. Maybe hospitality is one of your gifts. I love that Young Living just brings the gifts that God has put in us out. And so as you spend time getting to know people and hearing their needs, you can share the amazing benefits of your products that we have. And bam, it meets their need. All right, I don't have time to build a network marketing business. Okay, this was me. I had 2 kids. I was working weekends, and yes, I'm sorry. There's not enough hours in the day. That was my mentality right here. There's just not enough hours in the day. And so, but when you're with people, you can be intentional about connecting. This business is about relationships. And when you're spending time with people, when you're at the ball game, when you're at the your small group, whatever, you share in the cracks of your life there, and you're just intentional about it. You can carry samples of oils if you don't want to give them your whole bottle. So you can carry samples and you can be prepared. This business is about relationships, and when you're spending time with people, ask a few more questions to really find out what's going on in their lives instead of, hey, how have you guys been? Oh, we've been great. Don't just stop there. Go deeper. Well, how's work going? Well, how are the kids? Just dig deeper into their lives, and I absolutely love that about this. I'm not doing it to get into their business so that I can sell them something. I'm doing it because I'm building that relationship with them, and I genuinely want to know about them. And there are also a lot of resources to help save you time. So if somebody has a question about a certain oil, you can say, you know what, there's an app for that. You don't have to be the expert, so please don't let that hold you back, that you don't know enough or whatever. That is just a lie from the pit of hell. And there are reference books and there are apps that you can send people to. All you have to know is, hey, these oils work. That's it. Hey, these products are amazing. They work. And so you don't have to have a special degree, you guys. People will trust you because they trust you. They trust your word. Just like I trusted my niece on the hairdryer. I trusted her because I have that she has that friendfluence on me. And so, people will listen to you because you are awesome and they care about you and you have life experience in your own product experience. So once you start sharing your stories, they're true stories to you. They have impacted you. They have impacted your children. And what you have to say is relevant and helpful to them. So have confidence in yourself. My goodness. Do not compare. Do not flip on Facebook right in the beginning of your day. Have confidence about yourself and pray every day. Lord, bring in my path people who need what I have. Your salvation and the products that I have. And so you are enough just the way that you are. Myth number 7. I'll have to learn everything about the products. I just touched on that one. You don't. You don't. If you are walking an encyclopedia, no one will think they can do this with you, and that is exactly what you don't want. Anyone can say, oh my gosh, I've been drinking an ounce of this juice every morning and I feel so energized. Get you some. Anyone can say that. Anyone can say, I slathered stress away on me and now I feel like I'm on a boat in the middle of the Caribbean. Is this a get rich quick scheme? Nope, it's not. I've worked my tail off. I have been intentional. I have worked it in the nooks and crannies of our lives. I've worked it at night like this. I have worked it when everybody has gone to bed. And those are just sacrifices that I knew and that I know that is required so that we can get ahead, so that we can do this for our family, because I know why we are doing this. I have our goals on a vision board in our closet and I see them every day. And these are memories with my family. This is time with my family that I want. And so I know that sacrificing, not having small groups through the week, not having a huge social life right now is just a season. And I'm okay with that because I want to build a legacy. I want to build a legacy income that can be passed down. So you can easily start this business with anywhere from 30 to 60 minutes a day. While you continue to work your day job. I did it. You can do it too. In your first month, you can easily pay for your groceries, your gas. You can bump that up to paying for your mortgage. It's how far is totally up to you. If you just want to get your oils for free, if you just want to cover that 300 this month, that 400 PV, you can totally do that. And so, let's move down to the benefits. Let's talk about this. Now that you have moved your limiting beliefs out of the way, we have peeled all of those off. We don't believe those lies anymore because they are total lies. Let's look at all the benefits of this business, you guys. There's amazing benefits to this business. And amazing benefits. Sorry, I lost my place because I realized that's not like huge, but you guys are okay, right? So, one of the major things that I've talked about is willable income. And I'm like, okay, what is that? once you reach the place in Young Living to where you're making $3,000 a month, which is very doable, you guys. It's very doable. And I know that type of money sounds crazy to some to make through a network marketing, but we've already peeled those limiting beliefs off, right? And so willable income is a legacy income. If something were to happen to me, it goes to Jonathan. If something were to happen to Jonathan, it goes to our kids. So I love that they can just have their name slapped on it, and my organization is just rocking and rolling because of the time that I've poured in and the time that I've sacrificed. And so it is a business of today, and it can be the answer to your problems. So willable income, this means you have the ability to pass it down. You could leave the business to your spouse or kids, like I said. It's legacy. Flexible schedule. You can work from anywhere. I have worked from anywhere. You name it. How fun would it be to decide on a Wednesday, hey, let's drive up to go see Noah's Ark? And, I love having that freedom for our family. I love being able to say, you know what? I think I want to homeschool. I feel like the Lord's calling me to homeschool. And so we pulled our kids out right after Christmas, and because I felt like the Lord saying, pour my word into them. And so more than anything, more than reading, more than anything, yes, of course they need that, but they need the word. And I just felt the Lord calling me to do that. And I am at a place to where I have worked this business to where I can say, let's pull them out and do it. I have the freedom to do that. And so the ability to pay off your debt and to continue to build up upon what you have. And so the key is finding true financial freedom. Whatever that looks like for you, true financial freedom. What does that look like? Does that look like no car payments? Does that look like, being able to supply your kids with clothes and things like that? So it's amazing to have true financial freedom and not being stuck under a cap. So we already talked about residual income on this, but it is definitely something to grasp a hold of. There's no better time than now to start building a network marketing business. And so there's a lot of myths out there about when you get in the beginning of the business startup is when it's good for an MLM. And that's a total lie. Young Living is celebrating 25 years. And I know people who got in this business 2 years ago that are already Royal Crown. So it's up to you. It's a great time to get in because we're in the wellness. We live in the information age where companies like Facebook and Twitter are changing the name of the game totally. And so today is about building and owning networks, friendships, and relationships. This has totally leveled the playing field, and there has never been a better time to start to grow your own networking company. Job security. So how secure is your job now? I talked about that with Jonathan and how unsecure and how many buyouts. We went through several buyouts with different companies and just to be let down and told, oh, well, that doesn't roll over. And so nothing is 100%, which is why having multiple sources of income is extremely smart. And anybody who is a millionaire will tell you that. Young Living is a health and wellness company. And what does that have to do with job security? Well, it is statistically proven that today people are spending their money on traveling, building experiences, and on health and wellness. So with your Young Living business, you're providing health and wellness through Young Living products and building a community of people, helping others build relationships, which is an experience they will never forget. And also, by sharing the opportunity with others, you are sharing the benefits of time and financial freedom. Time and financial freedom. That is what people want. And you gain skills that you can use for a lifetime. I have never thought of myself as a leader. Saying that word made me really, really nervous. But I have listened to podcasts. I have read books because I want to be a better leader. Number one, that makes me a better mother. It makes me a better wife in knowing my role and in knowing how to do those other jobs better. And so relationships, oh my word. So I had no idea that this business would be a total answer to prayer for me. I was at home with my kids. I worked at a call center, and then I transferred and worked from home. So I was literally around nobody except for the people in the grocery store and the people at the post office. So my prayer really was to find friendships, and oh my goodness, I have found the best friendships. Not only did my best friend enroll me, and so we do this business together, and it's amazing because we get to travel together and we get to have time freedom together to where if we want to take a trip together, we can in the middle of the week. I have met new friends that I would have never ever met except through Young Living because we enrolled with the same team, and I absolutely love our team. Our team is an amazing group of Christian women who are just passionate about seeing the Lord's will for each and every person on our team. So if you are listening, you have already been prayed for. If you are listening to the sound of my voice, we have already prayed for you even before you joined our team. That is what we do. We pray for souls before they even come in. And I'm telling you, this business has overflowed my relationship cup, and I have connected with old friends that I hadn't talked to in years, and I absolutely love that part because it's awesome. We were friends for a reason back then, right? It was just life circumstances that pulled us apart, and now Young Living has pulled us together. And some, like I said, joined my team, and now we talk daily, and we dream together, and we work hard together, and we support each other. And I have absolutely loved that. And so we all need and long for community and friendships. And if you feel like you aren't a part of a community now, you will build one with your own Young Living team. And you are a part of an amazing community. Here with Empowered Life Oilers, we care about you. Anytime that you have a question, we are just here for you, and we just want the best for you. So let's, a rewarding life. The last point here is a rewarding life. And no, I'm not talking about like free trips and cars and whatever, but you will get with your best friends building this business. I'm talking about helping others find success. That in itself is a gold mine. Seeing that person be able to walk away from that business that has nailed them to that building 13 hours a day, 5 days a week, and has stolen their time away from their family, but to see them be able to walk away from that and have that solid income coming in that they can say yes to is incredible. So, not all network marketing companies have a compensation plan that encourages helping those below you to succeed. Many of you may have found this out by working through another MLM, and you get a little bit of help in the beginning, and then it's like you kind of just get strung by the wayside. And with Young Living, I absolutely love that the way the compensation plan is set up is it doesn't matter where you are in my organization, I will work with you. The leaders on this team will work with you because we all rise together. And I absolutely love that Young Living intentionally did that, so that no man is an island, and so that we're all in this together. And so the compensation plan is set up to encourage you to help those below you to succeed, and as they hit the higher ranks, you generate more financial bonuses, which is awesome. And this business is truly about helping others in all aspects of life. And when they succeed, you succeed. And so the best leaders are those who build up others. And I absolutely love the motto of Young Living of wellness, purpose, and abundance. And every person who has air in their lungs needs wellness, they need a purpose, and they need abundance. And you guys, it's really simple on how to get started. And you guys have already gotten started with your starter kit. You've already got that. You've already got that taken care of, and you've already got that. But it's saying yes to this business opportunity and saying yes to this calling. Maybe you're feeling a tugging in your heart right now, and you're like, you know what? Maybe I should reach out, and maybe I should say yes. Yes, I do want to try this. Like, let me just dip my toe into this. Let me just try a little smidgen of what this is that Jen's talking about to me. Like, what is this freedom that she's talking about? What is time freedom? What is residual income? the amazing thing is we will come alongside you. We have mentorship that is absolutely incredible. In 15 days, your mind will be blown, and you will be launching your business right away. And you don't have to wait on any type of mentorship. You don't have to wait on any type of 90-day hustle is what we call it, or anything like that. You can start today. You can start tonight. And it's just simply looking at the needs of your friends and your family that are around you and helping them fulfill that need with what you have with Young Living. And it really is as simple as that, and having confidence and influence in that. And so comment yes if you want to know more, if you want to jump in one of our mentorships, if you want to link arms with us, if you want to say yes to the opportunity of the business side, then I want you to say yes in the comments. And I want you to tag the person who enrolled you in the comments so that we can all link arms with you. And so let's just take a look at this. The average startup cost of, excuse me, a large business, like an apartment complex, $3 million. Swim school, $2 million. Restaurant, $300,000 to $1 million. Small business, if you were to start that up, like a coffee shop, it's around $80,000 to around $250,000. Clothing boutique, $50,000 to $150,000. An MLM boutique or a boutique like that's online, $5,000 to $10,000. Your Young Living business only costs you about $165,000 at this point. So, another thing I would encourage you to do, which I know this shows a box of the starter kit, but I would encourage you to switch and ditch. Young Living makes it so easy to get the chemicals out of your home. I just talked to a group of amazing, amazing people on our team and helping them understand that it's so easy to switch and ditch with Young Living. And the $300 that I would be spending at the grocery store, at Walmart, at Target, at all of these different places, the $300 a month that I would be spending on that I had already budgeted out for hair care and the things that I was already buying, I buy through Young Living and I get it shipped to my door. I don't have to waste gas going to 3, 4, or 5 different stores, but I get it shipped to my door, and it's high quality products that I know has the seed to still standard that I know is safe for my family. So if I would highly recommend getting on Essential Rewards tonight, going and picking out a few products. The first product you should get on is Ningxia Red. That is the first thing that you should totally get on. I'm going to expand my, maybe. Ningxia Red is incredible. Everyone should be on it from birth to death. It will rock your world. And it's the type of thing that once you're on it for 30 days, you can totally tell the difference. So the 2 little packets in your starter kit are absolutely phenomenal for getting a good taste of it. But when you want to see results in your body, staying on it for a month, you will absolutely see results. So if you're not already on Essential Rewards, get off of here once we're done and go log into your account, select the Essential Reward tab. And while you're at it, go ahead and sign up for Wild Go, which is like Amazon Prime. You know how you pay a certain amount a year for Amazon Prime so that you get the free shipping? Well, Young Living has something that's even better. You get Wild Go, or you get the Wild Go Plus. You either get 12 free shipments, or you get 12 free shipments plus, I think it's like 24 extra quick orders. So if you forgot something on your Essential Rewards order, you can ship that quick order to you. Or if you're wanting to give some Ningxia Red, I've given Ningxia Red away as gifts, or any of the baby products, or anything as a birthday gift or something like that. You can have that quick order shipped to you for free. So thank you guys for listening. I am absolutely honored to be here tonight talking to you about this. I never in a million years ever dreamed that I would be sitting here talking to you about this and how it has radically changed our family. My husband no longer works for the corporation that was keeping him away from our home for 9 hours, 10 hours a day if traffic was horrible. I no longer have the stress of having to worry about him in the horrible traffic. He no longer has the stress of the sales position that he was in. It was aging him, and he no longer has that. He does what he loves. He's the worship pastor at our church, and then we build homes for people. So we get to help people live out that dream of owning a home, and that's just something that it's a family trade, but he absolutely loves. So he does that, and I get to stay home with my kids. I don't have to punch into a time clock. I don't have to beg for time off to go take a vacation. And I don't have the stress of patients, although I absolutely loved my pediatric patients. It was their parents that made me want to pull my hair out. So I no longer have to deal with that and all the craziness that comes with that. And so I truly am forever grateful for the Lord leading my path to Young Living. I am just forever blessed to be here, and I am so excited for you to get started. I am so excited to link arms with you and to get you started on your Young Living freedom journey. And it's incredible. It's incredible what Young Living has for us. So I hope that you will say yes. It will be one of your best yes that you've ever said. So you guys, thank you so much for listening tonight. Thank you for hanging out, and we will do this again another time, and have a good night.